man was talking about AI.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Foreheads Podcast, the greatest disaster on the internet. I'm Goldenboy. You got Sideshow, Bren, and Reinforce. I decided today to start with some positivity rather than starting the show off and, calling people a name or something.
Sure.
I figured I'd start off with a kind heart, a kind soul, because I, as many of you know, am a very kind person. I'm the kindest person I know. So
Really?
that's why I decided
And the
to
most
start.
humble.
Yes. And the most humble by a long shot. Check out Titan Games May 25th on NBC. That said,
For some reason, okay.
Go.
For some reason, you just built up the tension so high. I was like, is he like gonna say that he's like becoming a father or something? Like, what is it?
No,
is he like gonna drop like, I'm getting a kid, let's go? I was like,
I'm
what?
getting a kid, like he's picking one up from the store.
Am I gonna become a father? Anyway. So what's up, guys? It's been a little while. By the way, apologies to our viewers and our listeners for the delayed upload on the episode. Sideshow, would you like to explain what happened?
Yeah, I forgot to upload it, and then it got to the next day, and people were like, "Oh, upload it," and I was like, "Yeah, damn, sorry, I forgot." And then I went to bed, then I woke up, and I forgot to upload it again, and that happened 2 days in a row, I think, maybe 3 days in a row.
We recorded it on Wednesday. It got uploaded when?
Friday?
Sunday.
No, Saturday,
No,
dude.
it wasn't.
Saturday
Yeah.
or Sunday.
Saturday.
May 9th is
Okay.
when it was uploaded. May 9th.
Well, that's only 2 days. That's 2 days because it would have been uploaded on Thursday, and instead it was
What do you have
uploaded
to
on
say
Saturday.
to yourself?
To myself, you naughty little boy, don't do that again. Is that good enough?
Yeah.
Oh
Thanks.
gosh.
Yeah, I just want someone to clip that and just like use it as like an audio bite.
You
Soundbite.
naughty boy.
You
Yep.
naughty little boy.
New sub sound.
Firstly, make sure you guys rate and review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, follow on Spotify, share it out there, like on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. We thank you so much for the support. Last episode, I just listened to the episode and I didn't pay attention to the title. And that was a great title, by the way, Josh. That was legitimately a great title.
Well, I thought, it was a bit of a throwback to anybody that remembers that you actually do have a really interesting name. Because your name is actually, what the hell is your name again?
The third.
Yeah, it's like Andrew Alex Mendez the third, right?
Alex Andrew Mendez.
Alex Andrew, sorry.
I think that's a dope name still. Still
is.
stand by that.
It is
I
a
think
dope
it's
name.
a very good name.
But I think it's it's one tier below being called 12.
How was it pronounced? I know Elon Musk went on a Joe Rogan podcast and said how to pronounce it.
Oh, did he do another Joe Rogan?
Yeah, he did another Joe Rogan.
I listened to that podcast and he was like, how do I defend my child's name? You could see the look on him. He was like, oh, I messed up. I don't have an answer.
Well,
But he like kind of deflected to his wife. It was like, wife knows better how to pronounce it. No comments.
Well, given his previous children are all named moderately normal names, like one has to imagine that this is something that Grimes could have like conjured up.
Yeah.
And then Elon is just like, yeah, that sounds dope, and then moved from there. But
maybe he just whipped by the pussy.
Oh,
Is Elon that kind of guy though?
Yeah, I can see
definitely.
Elon being a bit of a simp.
there's nothing wrong though. Like,
Nah, there's
with
nothing wrong
giving-
with worshiping your woman.
no, what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong.
Don't
with
tell me there's
having
something wrong with
your-
that, GB.
No. There's nothing wrong with having like your wife like name your child because your wife. I mean, she went through all that work.
Yeah.
Kind of give her.
I like.
We're just a bunch of
GB.
idiots just standing on the sidelines.
Yeah.
You look at GB's giving the side eyes. He's like concerned.
Well,
I
why
can
am
see
I
right
concerned?
now. I think you're like Cynthia. She nearby. There's nothing wrong with that.
Blink
No,
twice
no.
if Cynthia's about to name your child something that looks like she rolled her face across the keyboard.
We did have a conversation about it, and
I remember we did a podcast around
Oh,
it. and
yeah.
You were arguing about it on the podcast with Cynthia.
Yeah. I have just come to the realization that it's like, so long as I have like some input, I'm cool. Like she's the one pushing, so I'm just there like, go babe, you got this.
No
Sorry,
offense,
I did this
Alex.
to you.
No
You
offense,
know?
Alex, but I don't really mind that situation because I could totally see you just naming your child like some wrestler name, like Loco Capriccioso or some
I
shit.
did.
And you're like,
I
This
did
is just
want to
like,
name
nah.
my child Optimus Prime. That was like my
No.
goal.
Hmm.
I did want to do that because I thought it would be really funny.
When
And
you
then I just
were
call him
11?
OP. No, I was like 18, 19. I thought it would be a really good
Jesus
name.
Lord.
Then I met
Thank
my wife and
God
I
you didn't
floated
get
the
someone
idea
pregnant.
by. Yeah, I know it's true. Well, then again, if maybe I did, I don't know. So people are gonna be like, "Am I Goldenboy's love child?" Don't think so. But yeah, you know, I'm glad did Elon Musk like explain how to pronounce it though?
no,
Or-
we have a bunch of tweets in our. Oh wait, no, someone removed them. I think
I
there were
mean,
some tweets
whatever.
explaining, and like, what is her name?
Grimes.
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 Yeah, she like explained each character. So it was like AE
Yeah.
was like Elvish
Yeah.
for like AI or whatever.
I mean,
and then it was one letter was like named after a fighter jet, and I'm like, you've lost me. Like,
Yeah.
you're on
At
crack.
So
this
their
point,
child's name is Attack Helicopter.
we
Yeah.
talked about this in a couple of I think 2 episodes ago. And I think the conclusion we came to was that it's just incredibly selfish, and
Yeah.
some people, I think how you put it, Josh, you said, "What if you've been sniffing your own farts long enough, they begin to smell nice or something?"
Yeah, I think I probably
Yeah.
said that. Probably.
So I think, yeah, quite
Wait,
applicable.
We actually have a review as well. I was just looking through because I don't think we've discussed them in a while. And
We
this one,
have reviews.
yeah, Apple Podcast reviews. This is a 5-star review coming from NJ Sully, and I just love this one because it's so indicative of what a new viewer might think. They say, "I came for Valorant content." But I stayed because these 4 are incredibly entertaining. I honestly don't care what they're talking about now. Well, that's lucky because we ain't talking about anything predictable every episode. But then ends with a really weird sentence, actually. They can even make GeoGuessr sound interesting. GeoGuessr is interesting. It doesn't need to be dressed up. It's a great game.
I have something to point out. You guys are trendsetters. You're trendsetters.
Why?
I stand by this statement because you know who's playing GeoGuessr now?
Oh, I saw Lyric playing it, actually.
Lyric is playing
Oh,
GeoGuessr
really?
now,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah. You guys are trendsetters.
Wow.
Because I didn't know about this game
Well-
until you freaking morons started playing it. And I thought Bren was just looking at maps because he's just a weirdo. I didn't know what was going on.
Little known fact, Lyric is actually a Bren Timmy. He's one of the biggest Bren
Yeah.
Gs around.
One of my OG subs. Lyric.
No way.
No.
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 Everyone
Hey,
was.
dude.
Lyric's
You
a cool
believe it?
guy. He's
No,
super
Lyric is
chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't get it from. I didn't just start playing it. I used to play it in school, so I knew of it. But the only reason I started playing it was because the bloke who walked across Wales, GeoWizard.
GeoWizard.
His channel is all about GeoGuessr, but now he's branching out into just doing ridiculous stuff.
He's putting out such amazing videos. He's like my favorite YouTuber at the moment. He had some recently where he was what was he doing? The recent ones. I was watching highlights of his clip around his trip around Europe and some behind the scenes content and stuff. And then he had a day where he just was trying to live off the land. So he's just like roaming around hitchhiking places, trying to just live by what he can forage. It's all very entertaining stuff. But it's just it's just him and a GoPro.
What?
That's what Johnny wants. Johnny wants that content. Johnny, didn't you just tweet about us making a food truck together?
Yeah, I honestly, I'm still addicted to the idea that the 4 of us are gonna go explore the world at some point and have cameras following us, and we're gonna have so much fun doing it. And I think I've been watching a lot of food shows because I love food. I genuinely love food. I have a long history of my family like being chefs and like owning restaurants and shit. And so I saw them like doing some show about a food truck in LA, serving people food, and I was like, I could just see Goldenboy like serving a burger and like chatting to like some Mexican guy and like having a great time and like laughing and like Bren taking orders and it's like Josh fucking something up. It's like I had this grand image in my head of like us having a blast on a food truck, just serving.
And you
people
not fitting
food.
in the food truck because you're so damn tall.
Yeah, something like that. You know,
Yeah.
cursing like piece of shit truck. You know, I just had a grand vision and I think that'd be so nice.
Oh.
Genuinely lovely.
Let's go and do it now. Let's all make sure that we've been tested so we know we're all negative for COVID, and then we'll buy a food truck and we'll travel around the world delivering food to people who can't come out of their houses.
You get onto that RV trip. I was like, I want to go on an RV trip.
Yeah. The RV trip that we went on was sick. I really enjoyed it, but it ended up being strangely incredibly expensive. Like the gas prices in the US are really cheap. So we assumed that it would be a relatively inexpensive way of going around, because you don't have to pay for hotels every night or campsites or anything like that, because you can just park on the side of the road. Yeah. And then you're just filling up with gas, and the gas prices here are like 3 times less expensive than they are in the UK. But that thing ran at like 5 miles per gallon. Yeah, it was just you're driving a gas. It was ridiculous. So it cost us like thousands and thousands of dollars in gas.
You know, you guys ever watch Ben 10?
Ben 10, dude. I never thought I'd hear those words come out of your mouth.
The kids show with the guy with the watch.
Yeah, really good show actually. Yeah, bro. The show, the premise of the first season, roaming around on a summer vacation in their granddad's RV.
That's right.
And I'm wondering, dude, their granddad must have a lot of money now that I know. Because RVs, they take up a lot of gas. You know what I mean?
Oh, was their granddad driving them around? Is he the only one with a credit card?
Yeah. He was the only one who was driving them around. They were staying in the RV to go on a little summer trip. Man, RVs are expensive.
Pretty good though. I think it is still cheaper.
Stumble onto the alien technology, and then they were trying to hide it from their grandfather the whole time, or something like that?
Nah, I don't. Well, maybe. I think maybe that's the opening episodes, but eventually you find out their grandfather actually worked for like some secret alien organization in the first place and was part of the defense squad.
Spoilers for anybody that wants to go back and revisit.
Go back and watch Ben 10.
It's actually on Netflix.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta look this up.
When did you watch that, Bren? Because that's not like when I was a kid. That wasn't on
Netflix.
I think that was
when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Ben 10 came out like, I want to say it came out after Avatar Airbender.
Ben 10.
Ironically,
first
Avatar
2005
is coming out on Netflix in 2 days. I'm gonna rewatch. I rewatch. I've never watched Last Airbender, but I'm gonna watch all of the Avatar Last Airbender. You know, my first
it's a really good show
into anime.
Really, you've never watched any anime?
So some people are gonna tell you that that's not true. By the way, like they're gonna be like, "That's not anime. It's a cartoon." But here's the thing, though. It's really good. It's a phenomenal story, and if people did want to call Last Airbender an anime, like I wouldn't be.
Oh yeah, people do get
by
annoyed
that.
at that.
They do get it.
What's the
super
difference?
Annoyed.
Well, it's not made in Japan.
Oh, is that the main difference? That
it's also like a style too of animation.
It's like a stylization. I mean, the weebs are going to get up in arms about us.
Yeah, that's why I'm taunting them.
But I don't care because it's
weebs out.
I don't know. Like, listen, stop gatekeeping. All right, just because you got bullied for your hobby doesn't mean you need to gatekeep about it now. You know?
Wow.
Damn, son, I fucked that at a
that's
personal level.
That's gamer shit as well.
Whoa. Yeah, that is actually gamer shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want women in my games because they made fun of me for liking games when I was a child, so I'm going to be really angry to them all the time, like a little manlet.
That's all of Valorant right now, bro.
It really
is. All of Valorant.
It is.
Dude, it's so annoying. It's like, I'm from Counter-Strike, and thus I know what makes a good tactical shooter. And then you're like, okay, dude, we get it, bro. Shut up.
Whenever I queue into a game with somebody with CS in the name of Valorant, I dodge.
No.
No,
I don't actually.
Idea,
I don't. But every time I wish I dodged. Every time I wish I dodged.
Yeah.
I am going to start dodging split games where I last pick and no one plays Cypher though. Because fuck Cypher.
Well, they've just had a recent patch actually that was... have you seen the stuff
we
that
talk about that?
Have you seen the stuff that the Valorant people have been putting out? Because it's actually really cool. Like the amount of information that's out there from the devs is enormous. Now, I've always thought that the Overwatch devs were fantastic at that in the earlier days, and also even now with the regular, like Jeff talking to everybody in the developer updates. I can't really think of another developer that does that kind of stuff. But Valorant is even exceeding them in terms of the technical details, right? Like, did you see the one that they posted today about Pika's advantage? Like writing down all the math for everything, like to 5 significant digits.
I didn't read it, but I read the first paragraph, but I was going to read the rest of it later, I should say.
It was
I
very interesting.
will say that kind of information is just ammunition for the plebeians to throw at you a lot of the times.
Well,
like, this is why devs have stopped giving in-depth information unless the fan base wants it. You know what I mean? Like, they've clearly curated quite a hardcore audience with Valorant that might be interested in that kind of content. But across the board, I think the devs have realized that it's just not worth even trying to explain a lot of your justification of game development, because there's so many things that go into it, and the average person doesn't know game dev because they only play games, they don't make them.
I felt really bad for. Sorry, do you want to?
No, I'm pretty much finished.
Yeah, so I posted a tweet today. I posted a tweet and then I haven't opened Twitter since, because I just knew that it was gonna get like riled up. People are gonna be upset about it, like, or love it. I don't care.
I'm gonna find.
But it was essentially, so I woke up this morning and I had my morning coffee, and I go on competitive Overwatch or whatever, and I see a link to a comment on the Battle.net forums, and it's Jeff Kaplan, like, defending himself, or not really defending, but he's like responding to someone who's really upset about the experimental card. And it's like, we were promised like big changes on the experimental card, like major updates, like trying different stuff, and we haven't really gotten that. And Jeff Kaplan is like, hey, we have some, big stuff coming up, etc. It's like, blah, blah, blah. Not trying to defend, but like deflect himself and be like, yo, we have like big stuff coming up. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, they have been pumping out changes on the experimental card all year.
Yeah.
Like, even changing up the roles to, like, what was it, triple DPS or something? Or like, they've been trying a bunch of different stuff. And I couldn't appreciate that more. Honestly, I get really happy to see how much work they're putting into the game and like trying different stuff and listening to people. So when Jeff has to go on the Battle.net forums and respond to someone who's upset about the experimental card, I get upset on behalf of Jeff. And I'm like, this cretin doesn't appreciate the amount of incredible work the Overwatch developers do. And it upsets me that they don't get the proper appreciation for how connected they are to their community and how many like changes they're willing to go through with a relatively quick turnaround. So I just put this tweet out and I was like, you guys need to appreciate the Overwatch devs more, because there are a lot of game developers who don't listen to the community at all, and they don't do any changes for their fan base at all. They're just gonna do their thing, and they don't Nintendo. And it's just so obnoxious to see people not appreciate a good developer listening to its community and trying to do something for its community. And there are some things about Overwatch that we don't really like, okay? They were slow to balance goats. They were slow to change Mei, because Mei has been overpowered for a while. They've been slow at that. I admit that. But you cannot ignore all of the things they've done properly this year and are trying to fix. We're on our third iteration of Hero Pools. Sorry, I don't know where this rant come from. But I just really love Jeff Kaplan. He's a brilliant guy.
Well, Jeff's an awesome dude, but it is a good conversation to have, because the problem that we have in gaming right now is that everyone thinks that they know better than the folks that are making the game. Now, sometimes there's some people that do have valuable information that can be relayed. Like, I think that there was a great conversation point on the Valorant subreddit about Split and how the map was just it's really imbalanced, regarding like how they designed it. And then they come out with an update, a big update on Split that removed that entire back corner on B Heaven, which is a huge change.
It is.
And then on top of that, they also push back the barriers so that the defenders don't get mid access like instantaneously, so that Sage can't insta wall you, or whatever the case.
Same
may
on
be.
A as well. They push that back so that you can't take any peeks as defenders.
Exactly. And they also gave attackers early peeks on Garage on B side as well. So like now you'll have that vision immediately. Also on A side, you'll have that vision immediately. Like, there was just some good changes that they made. And that was in response directly to the community, which I thought was like a great thing. Like, that's like necessary, right? But then you have people that are just like complete tools about it. Now, granted, I did make a real tooly tweet the other night that Ninja responded to. So I was playing on split, and it was literally impossible to push B because not only did you have Cypher instalock on B main, but you also had glitch cameras, and it's like,
oh yeah, the glitch
how can you play B site? You literally knock off an entire half of the map, and then on top of that, you have no way to be able to win out on mid because it's impossible. It's like it's really challenging.
Did you ever get in any games where people were doing the Sage Omen trick?
Just going outside the map.
Outside of map,
going outside bounds. So then both B and A is unplayable because those games are really fun when you get. Well, I assume it's been fixed now, but I dodged every split game towards the tail end just before that patch was released.
Yeah,
the split came up, I dodged it because it was either going to be glitch cams or B or a Sage and Omen TPing out of bounds and making A site unplayable, or both at the same time. So
it sucks. It actually blows, and I'm glad that they addressed
but
it.
That's what beta is for.
Yes,
exactly.
You know?
And I think that Johnny's point though is right about like, yeah, there are a lot of devs out there that do listen. Like Apex, for example, had a major update. They removed the Peacekeeper from Apex, or not. They not removed it, but they made it into a crate item. So now it drops as a legendary or gold item. And then they took the Mastiff and made that into the shotgun. So they took the Mastiff has been the crate shotgun since the game released, and now they swapped it because the Peacekeeper was always so powerful. And some may even say that the Peacekeeper was better than the Mastiff in certain situations. And people were complaining about it for such a long time that they were like, all right, cool, this weapon's basically legendary. Let's just go ahead and make it freaking legendary. Yeah. And then they also made a huge change. And granted, it took them a long time, but they changed Mirage's kit entirely. Like now, before, I don't know if you guys, how much Apex you've played since, but Mirage, would throw the decoy out and you shoot the decoy and it's like, you got bamboozled. And it's like, it's really useless. Yeah. Well, now what it is that Mirage makes a clone of himself that actually mimics every single movement that Mirage makes. So you can theoretically throw a clone out, control the clone, and then have it circle the opponent to the clone it shoots, but it imitates that it's shooting. So you can approach a fight in a 2v1 almost and make it feel like they have to guess who is the right Mirage that is going to be shooting at them. It's really sick. And the ultimate does the same thing. It pops out like 10 different clones or something. And then they all do like movements and follow Mirage's movements. He also goes cloaked now when he picks up somebody. So you won't see him picking up the teammate when they're down. Like, little things like that I think are just really, really cool. That was obviously all driven by experimentation on the dev side. They didn't want to be too hasty on things. We just need more of that in gaming and less of, like, I know everything, so shut your mouth. And that's kind of like the same on both ends, from the community perspective and also the dev perspective. More of a collaborative conversation.
Apex is a sick game, by the way.
It is.
It really is a sick game. Sometimes I wake up like 2 or 3 times a month. I just wake up and I'm like, kind of want to play some Apex. Really? It's like I don't want to play every day for like 8 hours, but it's like sometimes I'm just like, wish I had an Apex squad.
Yeah,
but
it's fun to drop into, but I can't. I'm after playing so much Valorant and now Halo, I'm at a point now where I'm kind of like over Battle Royale.
Yeah,
like
I don't know. Bren had that tweet.
I've been playing Warzone recently because my UK mates have been playing a lot of Warzone because they've been some of them are off they're working from home with coronavirus, so they have a lot of free time, and like I've just been catching up with them by playing games on 180 ping. Warzone is one of the worst games I have had the privilege of playing, I think, in the last year, I'd say. And I have no idea why that game is so popular. I think it's because it's free and it's Call of Duty. But the game doesn't run well. Servers are laggy all the time. It takes 10 minutes to get into a game. You die to some sweat lords camping in a building for a singular kill. The map design is terrible. There's so many parts of that game that are just so bad that I'm just like, why is this so popular?
I think it's very popular. Easy. It's easy, dude. It's Call of Duty. Call of Duty's always been easy. I loaded up COD the other day just to run around and shoot, and after playing like Valorant a lot, and dude, it's so simple. Like it's brain dead. You know, you could just
But
run around, get kills, do
yeah,
whatever.
it's just not for me. I've realized. Like, I hate the RNG aspect. I hate dropping on a location and not getting a gun and getting killed.
Yeah.
I hate dropping somewhere and pumping a guy full of bullets, but the netcode doesn't work properly, so he runs around the corner, and then I die to somebody who's already around the corner. Like, the game is just not good. Like, it's just, I don't know why people play it, but I guess it's one of those games. You know, that there's been a recent development in video games where they make game design decisions based on hitting that fucking dopamine hit. It's not good game design. It's a reward-based system so that you play a bunch of times, you find a golden gun on the floor, it triggers happy chemicals, and then eventually play enough times that you win, and then it triggers even more happy chemicals. But it's not good game design. You're just like tricking the brain into thinking it's being rewarded for playing this game, right? It's the same with the gacha gambling games. Do you know about this? That are super popular in Asia.
Games?
Yeah, mobile games in Asia, or even over here, like in
what are they?
In the West. It's like a gambling type, opening up capsules to get characters to battle with,
like Summoner's War or
right.
like any of those games, man.
I'm a bit misinformed on it.
Gacha games. I know about it because I played
But
them extensively.
yeah, you basically spend money or you just play normally to unlock these capsules that have specific rarity or power ups, or they're just characters, and then you play the game with them.
Is that not just the same as like a Hearthstone or something though?
No, it's different.
No, because I would argue that Hearthstone is. I mean, Hearthstone's quite similar, right? When you think about opening packs, like the rarity of things is like loot boxes.
Yeah, I thought that was how Hearthstone worked. You kind of paid for better.
You can play for free in Hearthstone,
right? But you still have to grind and get better stuff in order to win.
But with Hearthstone, at least I felt like
there was a cool game at the core of it.
Yeah, it was a cool game, right? But there's games that are just purely based on these RNG influences.
Yeah,
and like if the gunplay of
Hearthstone.
Warzone was good.
Warzone.
If the gunplay of Warzone was good, if the map design was good, if the netcode worked, and if the client just worked where you could get into a game once every 10 minutes, more than once every 10 minutes, I think the game would be good. And I wouldn't give a fuck about every now and then dropping in and not finding a gun. But it's clear that the game is only carried because of those dopamine hits. It's the only reason people play them.
On the mobile thing, the reason why they call them gacha games is because when you start up the game, they'll give you a bunch of stuff, and you'll do like, let's say if there's like a level system, you'll level to level 10, like, you know, over the course of the day, and you're like, dude, man, I'm crushing this game.
Yeah,
because like it purposely gives you everything you need to like get into the game, and then once you hit level 10, then it's like, well, now you need a 3-star champion in order to win this stage. And you're like, well, how do I get a 3-star champion? My guy's only 2 stars. It's like, oh, well, you need 2 3-star champions. Or sorry, you need 2 2-star champions to then level up into a 3-star champion. You're like, okay, so I got to get a second 2-star champion. And then the game's like, well, here's 100 credits to get your 3-star champion by getting yourself a clone, and then you could, you know, fuse it, and then it levels up. And you're like, oh, hell yeah, dude. So now I have myself a 3-star character, but you don't realize that this character is only good for like that one stage, and it's terrible for everything else.
Right.
And then the game's like, all right, well, now that you know, time to play. And you've been playing like all day, and you're like, I'm crushing this game. Why is it now like I have to start investing? So then you're more inclined to pay money to then get more champions, so that then you can start to continue to build out your
because it's already hooked you.
It's hooked you, yeah. So that's the gotcha. It's like, ha, gotcha, bitch. You know, like that's basically it. And then from there,
I don't think that's where the etymology of gacha comes from.
Probably, but for me, it's gotcha, bitch, and that's basically where it is. And then from there, you just keep investing. So then either you become a whale, where you're spending a ton of money to get as much of the loot as you possibly can, or you're going free to play. And then if you go to all of the subreddits for all of these games, it's every conversation is always the same thing. Why don't the devs make it fair for the people who are free to play players? And it's like, you don't get it. You poor bastard.
Yeah.
That is not the reason why this game exists. This game exists for them to get as much money as they can out of you. And then once they get the money out, then they're going to end the game. And then they're going to make a new one.
Yeah.
And then they're going to reskin it, call it, War of the Summoning Gods. And then they'll come out with 1 million ads on YouTube that are poorly acted. Have you guys seen those terrible ads on YouTube?
No.
By the way, oh my God, I don't know why I'm getting them, but it's just like they're the worst ads possible. It like shows the game, and like there's this one ad with like these two characters, and like they're walking side by side, and the voice acting is so horrendously bad. It sounds like that they recorded it off of like old SteelSeries microphones back in like 1995, and they're walking side by side, and it's like, hey, I'm a level 5 paladin now. And the girl's like, oh, really? Well, I'm a level 6 cleric. And then they're like leveling up as they go. Dude, it is a freaking... surely someone has to know, bro, because these ads trip me out.
I don't know, but I get an ad all the time on Twitter that is... it's like advertising a mobile zombie game. And it is literally like a CGI woman in a bikini running from a horde of zombies and jumping on the boat, and then the boat sails away, and then suddenly it's like, build your base, and then the base starts building out of the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
What does the... Okay, I guess sex sells, but...
Yeah, like, why was she in a bikini? Like, this was completely pointless.
Yeah.
There's also apparently there's a game called it's crazy because this marketing fucking works, and it's so agitating. I haven't played it. I'm not going to download it, but it's called Coin Master. And Jennifer Lopez, and the only reason why even I'm talking about this is because it's J-Lo, and J-Lo is like a fixture of Hispanic culture. So J-Lo is apparently in all of these ads where she's a Coin Master player, and it's just the worst possible ad you can imagine. And I thoroughly believe J-Lo has made millions off of this thing.
Wait, it's actually J-Lo in the ad.
It's actually J-Lo.
For some bad mobile game.
Actually,
mobile game
J-Lo
make so
and
much
Alex
money.
Rodriguez. And Alex Rodriguez. Like,
that's so
ridiculous.
strange. Like, what has J-Lo been doing with her money that she needs to turn to mobile games?
No. You underestimate how much money these mobile games are pulling in.
But why would why would you go from doing something so high profile with your day-to-day life to something that's such an obvious money grab? Like, isn't it beneath a lot of people to do that kind of stuff?
I put in the
cash.
Like,
yeah, but like,
money.
Nah,
this is the ad?
It's cash applies to everything, Johnny. Like, it's cash would apply to me asking you how much it would cost to sell yourself as a prostitute. That's cash.
That's not how it works at all.
What do you mean?
The perception of me changes with that statement, whereas people are not going to listen less to J-Lo's songs because she does the voice acting thing for a minigame.
Do you not think, though? Because I actually do think that also changes perception. Obviously not as much as being a prostitute. But
yes, Josh.
But,
God.
But for very shitty advertising, you can ruin your brand image. I'm sure it's happened with a lot of people before. If you are involved in really bad ads that are on TV, particularly because it has such a large popular audience, that can fuck up your brand image.
They just went with the bag. Her audience does not know about this.
No, that's a benefit. All right, I'm gonna watch this advert. What the
watch the second one I linked, but they have two of them in there. One's like she's in a supermarket, and one that she's at a photo
shoot. Did you just attack my village?
And
my village on
they're they're so bad that they're good. But
I guess
the thing is like I'm saying, her audience don't know about this. If anything, we are the ones that are like, what the hell is J-Lo doing in an ad for a random ass mobile game? You know, and that's where the curiosity comes in. Am I interested in playing this mobile game? Hell no.
This
advert, give a flying rat's ass.
This advert is well made.
Yeah.
Yes.
This advert is good.
It probably wouldn't be shocked if I wouldn't be shocked if what happened was that this company went to J-Lo's production company that I guess her and Alex Rodriguez have, and then they worked on the marketing for this particular game, and they're probably making millions off of it. Like that's what I think happened.
The actual advert itself was pretty well acted. It was slightly amusing. It didn't show the game at all, which is a benefit because these games aren't actually that good. So yeah, it was pretty decent.
Still better than Westworld.
Still better than what? That's what I'm saying. It's just like we're getting these random ass mobile gaming ads. Like I get them. I get so many of them, and it's just it's agitating. And I don't even play mobile.
Well, I don't find it agitating. I just find it fascinating that they're making so much money. But again, mobile games are like the perfect example. Like, how many good mobile games are there, realistically?
I think there's a lot of good mobile games, really. Like, there's because there's
good.
Because there's
COD
so
Mobile's
many mobile
This might be
games.
a hot take, but I don't think you can make a good game when your foundation that you're building for the game is to make as much money as possible through microtransactions.
But that's not all mobile games. Like,
it's not all, but it's a lot.
Yes, it's the majority, but there are also great mobile games. Like chess for mobile is a great mobile game.
Come on.
No, come on.
Chess,
That's a mobile game. And then also all of the brain teaser games that are not particularly designed to be like microtransactions are great mobile games. And then like
puzzle games.
Yeah, puzzle games and shit. Yeah.
No, there are a lot of great mobile games on Apple Arcade. If you ever, they specifically have no microtransactions in Apple Arcade because you're paying a subscription for all these games. It's like $2 or $3 a month or like $5 a month. I don't know. And they're pretty good. There's one on there.
You can get like Yahtzee and like old board games and stuff.
Those
poker trainers. Why do they not count though? Because if you're gonna say
board games outside of the realm of your phone,
they don't only exist on the mobile games platform.
So that's the thing, that they have to only be mobile games. They can't exist anywhere else. Because COD Mobile is just a mobile version of a PC game. The same way that Chess Mobile is a mobile version of a board game.
That's not true. It is a game made for mobile. The mechanics and the gameplay is like really good for mobile. No, okay.
It's just a copy that's been ported. Like chess, you couldn't play on a phone.
Horn 2,
so they made it so you can play it on a phone.
That's a really good one. Oceanhorn 2. That check that out.
You wouldn't go to the video game awards and be like, and this year the best mobile game, Yahtzee. Like, you wouldn't do that. Like,
I tell you what is good.
No, because they're not.
You could.
Some I was trying to find it just a minute ago. There's a lot of good roguelike dungeon crawler games on mobile that only exist on mobiles. But that's the only example I can think of. I used to play one called Pixel Dungeon. And it used to rinse my battery. But
they do.
It was fun. I used to play it when I was in sixth form, and that's why I failed. But
things are improving as well. I think they're starting to release phones with like 120 hertz. So like,
dude,
yes, the new one of the new, what's it called, OnePlus my friend's got it.
But the screen, there's so much to limit you on a phone in terms of your performance that is nothing to do with the screen.
Seth has one. Achilles has a 120 hertz phone.
Why?
Because when he goes over, when he swipes across, it's smooth. Now, for me personally, I don't care about that. But I did love how Achilles, when he showed me, he was like, Bren, you want me to ruin your life? That was his intro. He's like, Bren, you want me to ruin your life? And I'm like, what? And then he showed me the phone thinking that it would blow my mind. And I would be like, oh, how can I live with my 60 hertz phone? I must buy a 120 hertz phone. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But he was expecting me to be like, no, why have you showed me this?
There's MKBHD did a great video end of the year awards for some of the phones that came out, and the Asus ROG 2 phone, that phone is a monster, bro. Unfortunately, the camera's like not very good, but like the phone itself, dude, oh my goodness.
You mean in terms of processing power?
Yes, it is a like the fact that we are able in this day and age to fit that much technology in your pocket,
it's wild.
Is ridiculous. It's as good as a computer. Like that thing is disgusting. Look it up. Look it up, dude.
A computer from 1992?
No. The Asus ROG phone is actually it's a very, very strong,
it ain't as good as my computer.
Gaming phones, like extreme gaming phones, and I'm like, dude, come like.
Asus
I'm
ROG
linking
2
it in the
gaming
doc.
phone.
Linking in the doc. All right, right above.
Razer had their own phone as well.
Yeah,
processing
this
power.
phone is so good that it even has a like fans or like vents for cooling. It's made for gaming. Like everything about it. It's a sick looking phone too. Like I said, the only issue with the phone is that the camera is like hot cheeks. But beyond that, it is a really, really cool phone.
Does it come with the dude jumping out of it, firing a gun?
Wouldn't be shocked, dog. Wouldn't be shocked.
Is he firing a flare? What the hell is that thing?
Yeah, dude. It's let's see. I mean, I'm not smart enough, but to understand this, but it has Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 plus mobile platform, 12 gigabytes of RAM, by the way.
Okay.
12 gigabytes of RAM.
Right, but RAM isn't processing power.
But RAM, dude.
Yeah.
RAM.
Download. Just download more RAM if you ever run out of it.
Yeah, sometimes I have.
Oh yeah, this has a 120 hertz screen as well.
Yeah.
It's so
1
fast.
millisecond response time.
We've not really talked about any of the topics we had planned.
That's
no,
true.
we got.
Can I
we
just
did
say how
stuffed into-
fascinating it is that we started like the first ever computer, right? It was like big as a wall, like it was massive, right?
My dad used to work with them.
Wow, really?
Huge computers like that. Yeah, when he worked for the Ministry of Defense in the UK, and he said he
this is a foreheads episode in and of itself. We're going to go down that rabbit hole at some point.
He said he hated working with them. He's never worked with computers since because the old ones used to have problems constantly because they would run on reel or tape or whatever the fuck it was back in the day.
Big valves early on.
Yeah, and he said that things would just go bust, and you would have to. They would key in like the computation that they wanted it to make. They'd go away and come back to it the next day, and it would be like, oh no, we had an error, sorry. And then it just wasted 24 hours trying to do this one thing. And so he just hated it. It soured him to computers forever. So now he doesn't ever use them.
That's
insane.
crazy.
24 hours?
Now he could do that computation in like a second.
Yeah, well, he doesn't. You know? He's a driving instructor now, so he doesn't have to do it.
What a change, bro! I worked for the Defense Ministry in the UK, but now you can find me teaching idiots how to drive.
Oh, I
appreciate that.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
What the? Don't. It's a podcast, Bren. You're not supposed to talk with your mouth full. You freaking savage.
Donut?
What?
Why do you keep having donuts?
He buys them at 1 a.m. and then have they gone stale?
They always go stale, Josh, but that doesn't stop me.
So what's wrong with that one that you just ate?
I always buy a variety pack, and I just bit into one thinking it was just a normal chocolate glazed donut, and it's custard in the middle.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's quite nice.
But I wasn't expecting it.
Right.
It's like
like
a chocolate eclair. Did it look like eclair?
I don't know what you mean.
A chocolate eclair? You don't know what a chocolate eclair is, Bren?
No.
How the fuck did we go from computers to driving instructors to donuts?
I don't know. There was a topic I guess we can discuss, which might as well talk about one thing that was in our doc. Let me see.
Go on then.
Let me see. Okay, yeah. So there was this.
What are you talking about? Bad Bunny?
I guess we're gonna talk about the girl. Yeah. So there was this girl on Twitch, and I don't like giving this publicity. But I do want to talk about this latest trend that has been very disturbing on Twitch and just on media in general right now, where she apparently criticized her viewers and said that, like, I guess she got a follow or whatever, and then she said that she wants fucking money. That's the way that I register your respect, is how she told this to her viewers. And then she goes on to say that my value is so much more than all of your value put together. Everyone in this chat, I know every life has value, but like my life is far more valuable. And this person is just an utter shitlord. But yeah, let's discuss.
This is just a new subcategory that's on the rise. It's just like people being mean to their viewers, and there's like 14-year-old boys discovering that this is their jam. You know, it's
this is happening. This is happening more and more recently, and it's a recent trend. After I think one person. So I've been doing some research into this in my spare time. You know, I've been in the just chatting section, digging deep, conducting a couple of interviews, and I think the first case of this. Or one of the first cases of this happened with the Raj Patel show. You know that the Raj Patel show that they do?
Yeah.
Where It's like one streamer. They get a bunch of other streamers. They do like a bachelorette kind of show.
It's actually live right now.
Oh, it is? Oh, well, there you go. That's a fascinating watch, by the way. I feel like just to kind of like, it's so weird to watch that and look at people like, you can tell the people who are putting on fake personas and the people who are real. And then it's just a bizarre watch. But I think there was a case, and this is pretty common now. It happens more and more often. But basically, when you're on the Raj Patel show, if you win, you get to choose. Do you want a host from Raj with all those viewers going over to your stream, or do you want to go on a date with the streamer at the end? So it's like the streamer's job to weed out the people who are just trying to leech off of Raj or whatever, and are not being fake, and they have to spot that. Adds another element of twists and turns to the show, I suppose.
It's an interesting concept. Pretty amusing.
But early on, I think what happened was, obviously a woman won after getting the host, and what's been happening more and more is that these people especially these just chatting streamers or streamers who come into controversy, like Alinity chucking a cat and feeding a cat vodka, or there was another one recently that said something very similar to what this person's saying.
There was 3 of them. This is the 4th, I can remember.
Yeah, this is the 4th. Because every single time they know that they get an article, they know that they get a clip posted on Livestream Fails, and they know that they get about a boost of, if not double their viewer count every single time. So it's, I'm more inclined to believe that this is just her being a cunt for money, you know?
But it's not just that. Like, I went and, I mean, you can see that the marketing works anyway, because now I was interested and went and looked at some of her top clips as well. And it's just the same kind of thing as all of the other people that run this meme on their channel, which is that they're going to be deliberately rude to their viewers in a way that the viewers are in on the joke as well. At least they should understand that they're in on the joke. And so she's doing stuff like banning her mods because they watched another stream, like they're cheating on her or something. And then she's just telling her viewers that she doesn't care about them and stuff, because they find it amusing, because it's strange to interact with somebody like that in a social situation. It's super cynical, but it can be amusing, and some people enjoy it, you know? Isn't that the entire thing that CaseyTron basically built her brand off, like way back when? Is just basically like deliberately being a dick. And it's not that she is a dick. I don't know the person at all, but her character is a dick. And people who tune in understand that she's playing a character in that instance as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the reasons, like a few years back, like 3-4 years ago, CaseyTron was like one of the biggest streamers on Twitch almost. But I think one of the reasons, like, she's not that popular anymore is because people like saw through it, like that's not her true character or whatever. So it is all about the on-stream kind of appearance.
The joke wears thin after a while, right? Like it's all, you're a one joke pony at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, let me tune in to listen to somebody being mean again. Huh? Yeah, that
sort
was
of
funny
like
for
you
2 minutes.
feeding on Senyara. It's like, okay, it's fun for a couple of years, but at some point,
That's
not really better, dude.
That's the joke that never ends.
Bad.
That's the joke that never ends, Johnny, because I just swapped to another game. I was doing it in TF2 for years, moved over to Overwatch, now I'm going to do it in Valorant.
Dear God, dude. Yeah, man, I think all this stuff is just kind of nutty. And then I didn't notice this too, but apparently Twitch changed a bunch of stuff about the page now. It's very different. Like, apparently there's like live counters now. I didn't know that was a thing.
What's a live counter?
You know how you have the view count and it would like jump up and down? Now it actually ticks up and down, like one by one. And then it'll go up. Yeah. I didn't know that they changed that. They also added these profile pages now, which is quite interesting. Yeah, if you go to like Sideshow's page, I guess.
Yeah, go to twitch.tv/sideshow and give me money, because you all have value. I value your lives.
Yeah,
what is
so
this
it's like
page?
while Sideshow is offline, check out JawsCast. And
oh wait, no, this doesn't work for me because it's my channel, so it just says customize your channel. So I'm gonna go to Bren instead.
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
No.
Really?
I do.
Okay,
when I go to twitch.tv/Bren, it says you're hosting Jaws, but it doesn't come up full screen like it used to. You know, like previously it used to take up your entire screen. Now it says, while Bren is offline, check out Jaws, and then it's got your stuff underneath. And
it says like Bren's recently streamed categories, Valorant, and just chatting.
Oh yeah.
And then Bren suggests these streamers: Jawscast, Truck, Sideshow, and
Ah,
Jake.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay,
That's cool.
okay.
I like this
There's an
layout.
about section now, and it says Overwatch League Talker Man as your bio.
Oh yeah.
And then
You have a
there's
viewer
like a schedule
leaderboard for
section now.
subscriptions.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had this, actually.
Make them compete for
You
my love.
make them compete for your value.
As if
dude.
I'm on there. As if I'm on there with 74 gifteds just from losing
Yes.
bets to you.
You are competing for my love.
It's just a weird time, man. I also someone asked on Twitter, and I thought this was a good topic to discuss as well. I posted it before, and I felt like it was a good subject. Someone's like, we haven't visited the topic about all the stream platforms competing against each other.
I don't think that's that interesting.
What,
You don't think it's that interesting?
I mean, no, because all the other platforms are kind of dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but now we're starting to see some like big sweeping changes on Twitch from the technical side. We still haven't had much updates on YouTube regarding, obviously things like tokens and stuff. Like I think Overwatch League, they said that they're going to do it on the Overwatch League website versus not doing it on YouTube now.
But it was like clips. Like where's clips? YouTube.
Yeah, Mixer hasn't really changed all that much, but yet it seems like the big guys are still the two big guys on their platform are still doing very well.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean Ninja's now at 12,000 viewers, and he fluctuates pretty hard depending on what he's doing.
Right.
But like still the top games on there is Paladins and Smite, are the two top, and then Chill Cat Radio, are the top games.
Right.
Is
Actually, hold on,
Paladins the top game because they stream their esports off of it?
They do stream their esports off of it. I believe they also have like some form of drops enabled on the channel. Yeah.
This sort of goes with like
loot. Yeah, they have
community perceptions about games and stuff as well. But I feel like people just have like a perception of the different platforms where they're like, oh, YouTube is this, Mixer is this, blah blah blah, and they have like a negative perception about the different streaming platforms. So I think that like while signing big streamers is cool and all, what one of these websites really need is just like a big ass announcement, just like YouTube live streaming 2.0 or something, and it's like big rebrand that makes people like change their perception of what they think of YouTube live streaming, and that is going to drive traffic and allow everyone to have a new sense of respect for YouTube streaming platform. Because I think the perception is that like Twitch is like the premier place for like live streaming, that's the home of live streaming, and until one of these websites can really like change that perception that they're actually on par with Twitch and have the features people want, they have a great layout with a chat and everything, discoverability, all of that stuff, like until you can change people's perception around what is the premier platform, it's going to be hard to generate hype to have those people revisit the platform.
Hold up. I've just gone on a YouTube live section and I've come across this.
Oh dear.
This is gonna be great. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I've fucked up the doc.
Come on, Bren. Come off of it.
This guy has 90,000 people watching.
Oh.
He's, I think, a Brazilian streamer.
Oh, dude, Brazil slaps on YouTube, man.
And he's streaming a mobile game, just opening boxes.
What's the game here? I'm trying to find. Garena Free Fire. Oh yeah, dude. This game
Free
is
Fire.
this game is massive. This game is
16
massive.
million subscribers.
Yep. Look,
the Donato. I've heard.
Look at his concurrents. 93,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty bonkers.
Dude.
Like that's ridiculous.
But also I do want to comment. Look at the quality of that game. That looks like a good like Free Fire is a good looking game. Like for a mobile game, how far it has all come. It's basically Battle Royale. That's all it is.
Huh.
It's just a Battle Royale game. But yeah, on mobile, but there's it's basically like if Fortnite and PUBG had a baby, right? Like even though Fortnite was created from the idea of PUBG, which was created from PlayerUnknown and blah 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 blah, but like actually like thematically, if Fortnite and PUBG had a child, that is what it would be. Like you'll notice as you're watching this, the skins are very colorful and unique.
Is he sponsored by Gucci, or does he just have a Gucci shirt on in his
I
art
actually think
style?
he is sponsored by Gucci.
Yeah, because I was
Holy
going to say, because that's
shit.
either incredibly arrogant and dickheadish, or he's balling out of control and sponsored by Gucci.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. He's a big deal, the Donato. Like he's a
That's
real big deal.
crazy.
Yeah. And he's
I
huge.
just typed in YouTube Gaming Live, and the top live games auto generated for me, Garena Free Fire #1.
But I don't think that this points to YouTube being a good live platform. This guy, I would imagine, built up
I actually think
a
this is a
YouTube
bad
base first. Like he has 16.3 million subscribers.
I think
That's
that this points
enormous.
that YouTube is a bad YouTube live streaming base, because it took me 5 minutes to find a gaming section, and the first thing it's recommending me is Brazilian streams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fair. That's fair. If you go to the way you find, and this is something that they have talked about, but this is also a problem that I have with like Facebook as well, because like if you want to go watch gaming content on Facebook, you go to fb.gg. That's what you type in, and that takes you to Facebook gaming, right? And then from there, like you're good. You can stick around here and you'll be all right. But if you go to facebook.com and then you try and find it, then you got to shift through all this stuff, right? I don't even know where to look on facebook.com. Like I'm on Facebook right now, literally looking at the website, trying to actively find where this thing is. I have to click on see more. Okay, so it's not even in the top. You go to facebook.com, then you go to see more, then you type then you go to gaming video. Like for me, that's how it's listed. Maybe if you're watching gaming video a lot on the platform, it'll aggregate it up to the top. But the fact that that is not like a default for myself is kind of absurd. Right?
Yeah,
so
but it's such a massive platform as well. Like I completely understand where you're coming from, but like in the grand, big picture scale of things, Facebook is just a massive social media platform.
True.
That is like, it's not really a priority.
But they're
it's
also spending millions on marketing for Facebook.
True.
I mean, bro, they had ads all over Instagram, which obviously is their own platform, but I think they still have to pay for it. Then they had ads all over Twitter, which they're paying for that. So it's not like it's coming at them cheap, bro.
Yeah.
And then YouTube as well is the same thing. Like you have to go click on the 3 bars at the top left, then from there go to gaming, and then from there you'll find what you want. And then for top live games, Garena Free Fire is like #1. It's a wonkier setup than Twitch is. I think that what it is we're just so used to Twitch.
Yeah.
That we've just come to accept that this is how a live streaming platform should look like.
Well, I don't think I don't think that's totally fair, because
Quote
I think
unquote.
Twitch is good. Like I think that Twitch has a very clean design. It is a website that only deals with live streaming as well, so it doesn't have to worry about sending people to VOD content like YouTube does, and it doesn't have to worry about sending people to other social stuff like Instagram or Facebook does as well.
True.
So it's got a much cleaner vision for what the website is, and its execution is pretty good, especially with the new changes that they've made too. So I don't think that YouTube and Facebook and these people are good. We're just used to Twitch. It's like these places are actually quite bad because they have various other priorities that are not just their live content, which makes them worse for live content, especially for discoverability.
Someone who ironically does it actually really well is Amazon. And it's like, yeah, I realize that Twitch is Amazon's, and there's a separate website and brand or whatever. But if you look at all the different categories on Amazon, like they have like Amazon food delivery or something, and they have like their audiobook kind of thing. And it's like, it's all very separated and its own web page and its own design. Like Prime Video is like an entire separate kind of website layout and whatever. They do a good job of like separating all the different kind of things they offer on their website essentially. Whereas Facebook is all like, oh, live is part of this whole thing, where it's like Amazon divides everything very specifically and like designs everything very specifically.
Yeah. And it's also really weird because live is almost an imperceptible part of most people's content. Like it's 17% of YouTube's content, which is, you know, very negligible. Like less than a fifth of their content in terms of their hours watched, I think, is live. So why would you direct more than a fifth of your audience towards that? It doesn't make sense. Like you would want to focus on the VOD stuff because that's where your business is. And then it's got to be lower than that for something like Facebook as well. There's no way that 17% of people are tuning into Facebook to watch Facebook gaming. It's just not
that
happening,
would be
is it?
sick though. It's like if you got 10% of the Facebook user base, just like check out Sideshow streaming.
Right?
Yeah.
It'll be the biggest streaming platform in the world.
I mean, that's why Disguised Toast signed with them, right? Like he signed with Facebook because I mean, they brought the bag.
Oh
like,
yeah, they brought the bag. I thought you were going to say because of marketing.
No. But also, but to an extent though, I will say that I think marketing kind of plays a little bit of a factor into it because Facebook's a massive platform.
Oh, but they're never going to promote you. There's like no chance.
That's actually not true though, because if when my buddy Darkness switched over, him and Stone Mountain, they were being plastered all over Facebook. So to an extent, it is in their best interest to invest in it. It's just a category for them, right? It's just a category. It's a category that's popular, that will always be popular because gaming will always be popular. Gaming video is shared like daily across all these markets.
But it's about like the percentage of their resources. You know, Facebook's an enormous company, but it's such a tiny little piece of their pie. Whereas Twitch, you know, much smaller company, but it is literally 100% of their pie. So they're invested to make that the best they possibly can. Otherwise, they're going under.
I just want for an experiment for like the Facebook app in your phone to just give like a notification that like someone's live. It's like if Sideshow went live on Facebook and it's like, okay, worldwide notification to everyone with Facebook on their phone. Sideshow's live.
Ridiculous, wouldn't it?
Yeah. 5 million live viewers, you know, like, but no one does that. Like YouTube gaming app or something could easily just like, hey, Courage is live. It's like,
I think Facebook's pretty good with their algorithm though, in terms of taking advantage of recommending stuff to people, especially if you have already like liked interests on your Facebook page. Like if you're a big fan of Overwatch and you have liked, I keep using the word like, and it just highlights in my head how much I'm saying like as a filler word because I'm saying like from Facebook and it's throwing me off. But I know for a fact, like, fucking I know for a fact that some people have moved over to Facebook that I know, and their viewership has actually grown over their Twitch audience. It's gone over that because they do, because they found that in terms of promotion, they get included in a lot more promotions by Facebook.
Far less streamers on the platform.
Yeah, there's less streamers. They get more of a bit of a spotlight on them, and also the algorithm does a better job of prioritizing them. If they play a niche game, then suddenly you get everyone who likes, God knows, Garena Fireflies, whatever the fuck it's called.
Free Fire.
Yeah, that one.
Free Fire.
And everyone who likes that game, there might not be many streamers on that platform, but suddenly you are the #1 streamer of that game, and then it just pops up a little notification saying so-and-so is live playing this game.
I think it's really important that you know your audience, because it's quite apparent to me that all of these different streaming platforms have different audiences. Like, I don't think you could go to Facebook or YouTube and meme like you do at Twitch with like the custom emotes or like the Pepes, or like, I don't think you could change platform like that. I think you have to know your audience really well and what audience you're getting on Facebook or something else. See if you match that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. There, like the audience in general is a big thing, because when you go on Facebook, popular games listed: Fortnite, Call of Duty Mobile, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, PUBG Mobile, Garena Free Fire, Grand Theft Auto 5. Those are the first 6 games that are being shown for popular games. As you go further, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Euro Truck Simulator, then Mobile Legends, Dota 2, American Truck Simulator, and then Call of Duty Warzone for some reason is sectioned off. And then from there, you have to click See All to see all the games that are live at the moment. But what's interesting, though, is that as you click through it, it'll also tell you who of your friends are also interested in this game, and then we'll indicate to you, oh, hey, maybe you should follow this game because you might actually be interested in this game. Which I think is kind of a nifty feature, because if you see a bunch of your friends that are interested in it, then you're going to follow it. Like, following a game on Twitch right now, in my opinion, does literally nothing. It's you literally just find a game. Like, you have to, like, you can't even section it based off of games you follow. It just goes recommended for you, and then it just so happens to be games that I follow at the top, but it's not
On Twitch?
clearly indicated on Twitch. Yeah.
No, I think you go to following, and I follow specific games.
Okay, yeah, there it is. But you have to find it though. Like, you have to really dig and look for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do see it here, and then I do find like Battle Right. It's 55 viewers. I followed Battle Right. Then let's see, what's another obscure game here? Retro's got 4.2K viewers. So yeah, I guess so. Which is kind of cool. I remember, at Twitch there was always a conversation about viewer habits and like what they did, or what was like the thing that they first opened up when they watched Twitch. And I always found that to be a very interesting conversation, because what is the thing? Like, when I go to Twitch, the first thing I do is I go to the front page. That's the first thing I do on Twitch. I have a feeling that it's like that for hundreds of thousands of users on Twitch as well. But apparently for a lot of people, the first thing that they go to when they open up Twitch, like maybe their bookmark or something like that, is they go to the following directory. So they instantly go to the channels that they're following right out of the game.
So what, they immediately type in twitch.tv/directory/following?
They probably have it set as a bookmark at the top of their bar. When they type in Twitch, that could be the number one thing. Like, yeah, because I use bookmarks for a lot of shit.
I never use the front page of Twitch. Never use it, ever. But I always go to twitch.tv first, just because I can't be asked typing in following. I just click the button that says following afterwards.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have it set up to go to following directly from like a bookmark or something. Where you say, Johnny?
I use it's not an app. What do you call it? Like a feature in my browser.
Like an extension.
Plugin. Yeah, like a plugin. Right. That it's like a thing in my top right corner, and I press it, and I can see everyone who I'm following who are live. So I can be on Twitter and just press that add-on, and I see a list of all the people I'm following who are live, and
That's pretty cool.
And what game.
I quite like that.
So I don't even use like twitch.tv front page or my following tab, because I can see who I'm following anytime on any website by just pressing that. So
it's also been there was a video from a channel that I really enjoy called Alpha Gaming. His name is Harris Heller, and he does let me see if I can find it here, but he did a video about Twitch discoverability, because another big thing when I was at Twitch was the small streamers were always saying, what are you doing to help me? And I always say this, like, when I worked at Twitch, it was always like, yeah, obviously small streamers are a big priority for Twitch. And I think for the people who work at Twitch and partnerships and stuff, small streamers are a big priority for them, because they want those people to be happy, right? Those are, folks that just stream either for fun, or they're looking to grow their communities and, so on and so forth. But this video in particular is great, because it's literally Twitch doesn't care about small streamers, was the quote. And he said, yeah, they actually don't care about you. Like, Twitch as a platform does not give a flying rat's ass about you as a streamer. Twitch is merely a megaphone upon which you then yell to the rest of the world that you're doing this thing. Like, the things that Twitch are doing now are kind of nice. But ultimately, like, it is not in Twitch's best interest to push people to go watch this random broadcaster when they know that they're going to make more money off of people like Dr. Disrespect, XUC, Tfue, Lyric, yada yada yada, right?
Yeah,
like, they know that they're going to make money off of those people.
But also,
at the same time,
all three of us.
Go.
Those people are the lifeblood of your platform.
Yes.
And if you neglect it too much, then you end up with a situation like the Overwatch Tier 2 scene, where people just don't want to play Overwatch in the Tier 2 esports scene. Right. It's a weird scenario, right? But I can imagine it can just flip like that pretty quickly. If I'm not saying Twitch does a bad job, I actually think Twitch does a pretty good job of just making the platform pretty good for upcoming streamers, at least. Well, actually, I say that. I imagine there's a lot of streamers out there that just have no viewers whatsoever.
Right, but what are you supposed to do about them? Because there's like fucking millions of them.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe yeah.
The important thing I think is if someone is really good, to make sure that if someone watches them and likes them, that they can return really easily. That any clips that are popular get kind of populated around, so that good bottom level streamers rise more quickly than bad bottom level streamers. That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
Fair.
I think that discoverability on Twitch is actually quite good because there are so many features that allow for returning viewers, etc. Like, there's actually been quite a lot of streamers who see small growth in their channel if their content is good. And it's like you get 5 more viewers every stream, 5 more viewers, and it adds up.
Yeah.
And the same goes for clips. Like, clips is such an incredible feature because it's such an easy way to spread like short form content or whatever. Like clips as a feature is severely underrated. It's actually insane, and it was one of the big things when Overwatch League moved to YouTube that people, they miss it or whatever. But just like the ability to showcase a small portion of a long live stream to be able to influence people, it's such a big thing. I mean, the best example I can give is like last season in the Overwatch League, whenever you guys on the desk did like a funny bit or whatever, you can just clip out that bit and just like send it to someone and they can watch a short bit of it. It's much harder on YouTube to clip out a funny bit and isolate that piece of content and forward it to someone in a very smart way. So that feature in and of itself is so incredibly important to just like promote small streamers. And I actually think that, unlike popular belief, Twitch does an incredible job at promoting small streamers because of how easy it is to promote like small streamers' content through clips or, Reddit or whatever. Like, if you do good shit, you will definitely make a lot of noise doing it. I just think there are a lot of shit streamers that are upset that they're shit.
This is true.
Yeah, bro.
This is true.
Dude, I cannot believe that I am managing over 100 concurrents streaming at midnight.
Yeah.
Because I look back
you're
at my
entertaining
stream.
though. You're entertaining.
I
watch your shit. I watch your shit.
Yeah.
You're good.
I'm watching. I'm looking back at my stream and I'm like, whoa. I don't think it's that good compared to other streamers. Some people can just switch it on and keep it on for 8 hours, but me, I'm fucking. I have to break it up with GeoGuessr every 30 minutes, otherwise I'm gonna go insane.
Well, you guys. So I think though, go to your insights. And that will kind of give you an idea. So if you go to your dashboard and then you click on the 3 bars at the top left, you can go to your insights and you can go to like stream summary or channel analytics and stuff like that. And that'll give you a good indication of what your where your audience is coming from, which again goes back to how good of it this is the thing. When you have viewers, and this is maybe going to agitate a bunch of people. When you have viewers and followers, these analytics are stupendous. But if you don't, I don't know how this looks for you, right? Because you don't know where you're. If you have no audience, then it's just literally going to tell you have nothing. And then at that point, it's like, well, then if you're streaming to become, and firstly, you should never stream to become famous because that's just a road that you shall never walk down and you will never recover from. Because it's not good. But secondly, if you stream for the fun of it and stuff, then that's great. For I think the 4 of us, we stream because we work in entertainment and gaming, and it like is a way to help boost our brand, right? As entertainers and as people who work in this space. So looking at the stats, right, for myself, 48% of the people who come to my channel come from followers, which is not bad. When you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like 48% are coming from followers. 19% are coming from the browse page, which is like, okay. But then I go down and I look at like who I share an audience with. I shared for this particular stream, I share an audience with Walshy. Me and Walshy shared, he got hosted by Nated, who got hosted by Lethal, and then Walshy hosted me. But my audience, for the most part, came from, like my followers. But there are other times though where I can imagine where like, because you and Josh and Johnny are so tightly connected that a lot of your audience is shared amongst each other.
Yeah.
Which is good.
I notice this all the time when I stream at the same time as Josh. They just watch Josh stream.
I'm trying to see whether I'm able to pull up my stats on this thing.
Yeah. It's quite interesting. You said you had like what, 45% from followers?
Yeah, I'm gonna show this because I've cut off the revenue portion.
Are you allowed
from the
to?
Top. I think I'm allowed to show just where people are coming from, right? I'm just not going to
show the money too.
Yeah, but I don't want to show the money. So
yeah,
I have 64% from followers, which means I have a very tight community that like follows me and want to watch me.
I have 73% from followers.
Okay, well,
mine depends on the stream.
Yeah, it does. It depends on the stream.
Mine depends on the stream. Because my last stream last night, I was on 57, but then I go back one to the stream I did on Friday, and it's 77% followers.
Yeah, mine depends on whether I'm doing like companion streams as well, because then I get a lot more traffic from Gigabrain, which is this site that's for for specifically for companion streams. If I'm streaming Valorant or something, then it's very different as well. But I have like for the most recent stream that I did, where I was just streaming Overwatch, I was just doing my Masters placements. Masters play, by the way. I had a 51% shared with Bren, 47% with Avast, and then 34% with Casters and Castles, which makes sense because that's the show that we run as well.
Yeah.
And then I have Custer.
You guys have a tight community. Like, I don't share that much of an audience with you guys because I don't play as much with you guys. I mean, we play more Valorant together now, but it's here and there. And even then, you guys aren't like necessarily live.
I think it's also just the Overwatch community. It's just people that watch Overwatch on Twitch just kind of oscillate between different streamers.
Yeah, I would go even say it's the Overwatch League community.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's like, I don't know if like people who watch Fran will necessarily watch you guys, or people who watch. I'm trying to think of like other.
I've got like a tiny overlap with all the big ones, the big boys.
Yeah.
When I was looking, it was like Kabaji and Super, like any of the big Overwatch streamers.
So but there's a lot to pull away from Twitch, and there's a lot of good. Like 100%, there's a lot of good. But the whole point of this is that like Twitch is not. And I think, I don't know who said it, but you kind of hit the nail on the head. Twitch is a platform that rewards individuals, and I'm trying to word this in a way that makes sense, but also doesn't offend a bunch of people. That Twitch is a platform that rewards people for good presentation. It almost feels like if you have a channel that looks scuffed, but it still sounds good, people are inclined to watch. But if you have a channel that does not sound good, like your audio is messed up, or your picture's desynced, or it's very blurry, or the quality is really low, like you're not going to grow.
Yeah.
Because people just aren't going to watch that. Like they're simply not going to watch that. That is a fact. And then for those of you who are like, well, I don't have the money to do that and all that, then at that point you have to evaluate, like, if you are streaming to become famous and you're doing it for the wrong reason, that is also another conversation point that you have to have down the line with yourself.
I want to add personality into that. I feel like you are completely correct, Goldenboy, in that.
Yeah, I'm talking about the technical aspects. I'm talking about the technicals, but you're right. Go on.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, you're completely correct. Like, great audio, great video makes a world of difference, makes so many more people inclined to watch you. But for those who are, like, low viewer streamers and can't afford that, you can sort of leverage that with your personality still. Like, you can get away with slightly worse audio or slightly worse video by leveraging your personality as, like, a means to watch you. So, I don't want to, be all doom and gloom about how you can't make it without good video or good audio, because you can, but it's harder. But
I also think
there are just different things. Go ahead.
I think it's super weird for for us to give advice in the first place, because I think that we are doing it the opposite way of most people who are trying to stream on Twitch, which is that we made it as personalities before we started streaming, basically. Like, none of us are big because of our stream. Our streams are big because we were big. You know,
and here's the thing. I was also just counter with this. Of the four of us here, my stream is the smallest. Like, by far. Even though, by far, my stream is the smallest. Like, I mean, Josh goes live
recently. Though, I mean.
No, dude. Josh, you go live, you have like 500 viewers. Johnny, you typically have like over 100. Like, you guys are usually over three digits. When I was doing Valorant, I was big, but it was also everyone else was big because of drops, and we were all benefiting from drops. But those were a lot of key farmers and stuff like that. Like, that's why I kept like telling people, because everyone was like, "Yo, your channel's blowing up," and I'm like, "No, it's gonna disappear."
Yeah.
Like, because people are literally only here for the key farms, and like, that's fine. I did retain viewers from that. I have grown from there. Like, I used to go live and have like 20 viewers. Now I go live and I'll have like 60 to 70. So I have seen a substantial growth from individuals sticking around. And to me, that's a major win, because I'm like, dude, like I started with like not a lot, like a dead channel that restarted and started and restarted and started. Like, you know, dude, it's big. But that said, you know, I do consider myself a small streamer, but not in maybe the same capacity as like a person that has like 2-3 viewers. It is obviously a much different thing. There's just a lot that goes into it. There really is. It's not a science. It's luck.
Yeah,
in some instances.
But I want to go back to what Josh was saying, that we got famous from our personalities or like analyst work or whatever. Like, even if you are a very small streamer, like before Overwatch or anything, I used to stream Skyrim on like Justin TV for like 3 viewers or something. And you still can learn to like have viewers come back. Like, if someone comes in and says like, hello, just having a conversation with that one person and having them stay committed to like staying with your stream, connecting with people, have them bring a friend or something. Like, there are still ways you can figure out to sort of grow your stream from a very single number digit kind of.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I streamed when I was doing TF2 before I ever did Overwatch stuff, or before it got big at all, and I still managed to get a reasonable amount of people there. But again, I was a fairly well-known person within the TF2 community, so I don't think I would have been able to get decent viewers if I had not been in that position.
It's a grind. That has to be said. It's an incredible grind. It's like
and this is why I wanted to talk about the platform thing, because you have a lot of people that think, if I just jump ship to Mixer, or I go to YouTube, or I start streaming on Facebook, that will immediately equal success. And that is simply not true. And it's also the reason why the change that Ninja and Shroud made and Cathalion made, or Disguised Toast made, or Darkness before that, way before that, they had some of them, like Darkness, for example, had the bits and pieces already in place. And then they needed the platform to be able to like flourish. But if you don't have the bits and pieces already active and out there, you're gonna struggle with being able to grow the channel. And there's just a lot of luck, honestly, that goes into it, and there's also just a lot at play that we don't really factor in, because there are a lot of like great streamers that I watch. Like, this one guy, DJ Knight. I'm a huge fan of his channel. I mean, this dude's quality is absurd, and he's been at it forever, and he has a super dedicated community. But he's still like a medium to small streamer. It just depends on the secret sauce, or if Twitch likes you enough that they would plaster you on the front page. If you have enough, and that also sucks too, because you have to literally have like contacts and then create relationships and kind of schmooze a little bit.
Yeah.
So there's also a part of that whole world that
I don't think any of us have been on the front page, though. You've been on front page, right? Yeah, but
I was front page.
We haven't.
Do you find that helps?
Not really. It didn't help at all. I mean, I can actually find the analytics for the streams when I was plastered on front page. It wasn't that. I mean, it was a big bump, but like, it was all artificial, because when you're on the front page, like,
It's just people leaving the front page open.
Yeah.
There's
It's
an
just people
embedded
leaving the
viewer,
front
right?
page open, and there's no real value to be able to pull away from it. Let me see here.
Well, if it
Yeah.
doesn't matter, Twitch, feel free to feature me anytime.
Yeah,
Mm.
so there was a stream when I was playing, I think I was playing CS. I don't know what I was playing this day. Yeah, I was playing CS and COD. And I was on the front page and I had 99% of my views came from the front page. 137,000 views came from the front page. But looking at the stats, on Sideshow was my most recommended that day at 54%, which is funny.
Most recommended?
I
don't even know what that means.
But check it out though. It was on the front page that day, and granted, I did gain a lot of followers, but I gained 108 followers from that stream, right? Yet my channel was viewed 137,000 times. Now for me, 108 followers is a fucking win. I'll take that, dude. That's dope. You know?
Dope.
True.
But
True.
and it's like, again, you know, it's a little weird when you're on the front page because sometimes people interact, most times they don't. It just kind of just depends on how the wind goes that day. It's very weird. It is a very, very weird stream or experience to be on the front page. Like I would find more value being like hooked on to the Blizzard launcher. You know?
Right.
Like, I think that would be a little bit more valuable because you're like your brand is featured there. Does that make sense? I don't know. So it's just it's such a world. This has been a good topic, though.
Yeah, it's been a fun episode.
I'm sure someone found this information useful in some capacity.
Maybe. I mean, we just kind of ranted a lot about statistics.
But I think people like that, though. I mean, they can let us know in the YouTube comments or leave an Apple review and talk about it. But I think that it's quite engaging, just like having conversation, and I think people appreciate that.
Yeah. And you see, Brandon, you said we weren't going to get anything out of this.
Out of what?
Because when I brought it up, you were like, I don't think there's anything to talk about. And it's been like
Yeah,
an
but
hour.
Okay.
Has been a long time.
Shut up.
How long has this gone for?
We've been live for an hour 30.
Wow. Whoa. Pog, bro. An hour 30?
Yep.
We didn't even get to talk about the Mongolian throat music.
No, we didn't.
That'll have to be next week.
I guess so. Man, there's so much to talk about. Unlucky.
Actually unlucky.
Yeah, because I was like dead ass excited to talk about the Mongolian throat music.
Sit out in the sun for the rest of the day. That's what
So
I'm
am I,
do.
actually. I was going to stream,
beautiful.
and I'm going to spend an hour outside before I kick my stream off, I think.
Oh, are
beautiful
you
outside.
guys streaming? You streaming though?
Well,
yes.
I can't stream.
Oh, yeah.
But do we want to play Valorant together though?
I'll play
Hell
Valorant.
Let's try to stream Overwatch.
But an hour in the sun first, right?
Yeah.
Just for everyone to relax.
I'm gonna
and
go
chill.
eat.
Okay,
I'm gonna go
sure.
eat and play with my dog.
Okay.
Is that a euphemism?
No, not a euphemism. Play with Stella. My,
Oh, right.
My
Yeah,
my little girl, my daughter. She's
Jesus
my dog.
Christ,
Yeah,
Josh.
sorry.
Yeah,
What's
get your
wrong
mind
with
out
you?
of the gutter, you filth monster. Shove your face with some more Pringles, you wild creature. Jeez.
There it is. There it is. There
Doing
it
it.
Oh,
Bro, if you don't get sponsored by Pringles at some point.
You are gonna be. If you only eat Pringles,
Yeah. Wait, what do you
What would
mean?
it take?
I
how many
haven't.
subs? How many
What would it
subs for
take to have-
Josh
Yeah,
to
go,
add
Johnny.
20 pounds and then lose it? Like I
I
want
was
to see
gonna
fat
say-
Josh and then do cardio. To get
How
rid
many
of it. How
subs would it take
mate. How
to
many
have
Pringles?
Josh
you
make
want?
his diet be only Pringles?
I mean, I think they have only been Pringles.
These are
Like, look at
all.
that.
These are all empty.
Pringles
Yeah,
are
mate,
so good.
How
though.
many
They're
calories
so
are there
good.
in a tube of Pringles?
Your girlfriend's gonna leave you, and it's gonna be hilarious.
How
It's
many
like 700?
calories are there?
I
There
guess
are
700.
150 per serving, and there's 5 servings per container. So that is 7,500.
750.
Sorry.
7,000!
Sorry, I added an
750,
extra
you
zero.
moron!
Yeah,
You're
that's what I was
you're
thinking.
the guy
I
who
said the
studied to
name
be a
wrong.
doctor.
Per can.
Yeah, 750 calories per can. So, times that by 4, and that's what, 3,000?
Wow,
I mean,
that's just
a
like
lot. That's like
a day and a half of.
That's a
calories.
quarter of
So-
your.
Well, I didn't eat them all
Each can
today.
is a quarter of your calorific intake.
Well, yeah, so I can eat 4 of them per day, right?
Yeah.
Actually, one of them still
Insane.
does some stuff
Actually,
in.
no. Josh does not turn over 3,000 calories in a day. It's like 1,800. You're too scrawny.
I think it's about
you little
half
white
that.
boy.
I
There's
also
no way.
I also haven't been doing any exercise. So if I put more than 1,500 calories in my body, I am going to put on weight.
Hearing Johnny say "you little white boy" made my whole day.
Yeah,
that made my whole day.
There's still some in there.
Some sound.
Let's see if we can get 10,000 subs on this channel. Josh will make his whole diet Pringles for an entire week.
No, that's
there.
Not
You go.
happen.
You heard it here first,
also,
people.
I got these for free, so I think I have to hashtag ad. I think that's the law. So
okay,
hashtag ad.
There you go. At least we're not going to get sued now. All right, folks. That's been the Foreheads podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. If you happen to, make sure you rate and review on Apple Podcasts. You can also, please, for the love of God, stop doing that.
Stop eating.
Rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify. Check us out wherever you decide to listen to whatever podcast. Please, Josh, I'm trying to close out the show, you freaking savage.
All right.
Leave a comment on YouTube. Subscribe there as well. We thank you so much for checking us out. As always, this is Foreheads, greatest disaster on the internet. Peace. Take it easy.
Bye.
Lord have mercy.